Hello and welcome to the second Brad OK versus Insomnia match of the Team Liquid Invitationals. My name is Chris on the Battle.net 2.0 forums, and I will be commentating this game. Alright, so, much nicer colors than the last game. If you heard me complaining about blue versus light blue Terran, it's kind of difficult to tell them apart. We got higher contrast going on here. The red versus blue. Alright, I'm gonna switch over to APM. Last game, same as usual, or same this game. Brad OK just pumping away at the APM, keeping up those fingers, keeping them nice and active. Both players just doing some pretty basic stuff. So, I'm gonna talk a little bit about this map, Blistering Sands. We have two bases slightly far apart, but there's a very long travel time land-wise. You have to go all the way around, all the way over here, and then now you get to the ramp on the other opposing forces end. So air forces tend to be a little bit favored on this map, especially Zerg can get out those quick mutalisks and just pummel the enemy really early on without having to worry too much about land forces attacking them. Insomnia is throwing down the barracks. Let me switch over to production view. And Brad OK is getting a refinery. Notice that there are no refineries. Last game, both players had almost identical builds at the very beginning, so it's interesting to see that Insomnia doesn't have a refinery going down. Maybe he's going for some sort of mass army. Like I said, mass land army. It might be a little bit interesting because land armies do have that long period of time, long period of lag before they reach their enemy. And orbital command coming down for both players. Now there are two island bases, which are pretty good to note for Terran. Terran can build a command center and just float it over there and land it. And it is pretty well walled off against any sort of attacks early on. Like we saw last game, some Terrans like to use tier 1, tier 1.5 pretty exclusively at the start of the game and just mass up a big army, try to keep some momentum while they expand, make sure that they're not too vulnerable to any sort of attack. But because of those long land army distances, travel times, it's pretty easy to just pump out a quick expansion like we're seeing Insomnia do here. Looks like Brad OK might even be following the same example. Yes, he is. He's putting down the first expansion. Alright, a barracks is coming down over here. Now maybe this is to bolster some extra land forces while he goes to attack. I'm not exactly sure. We are seeing another barracks at his base, but two refineries, so maybe we'll see some sort of like switch from Marines into attack this time. I'm not too sure. He did just lose with a mostly Marine army, so we could see Insomnia try something radically different this game. Alright, two Reapers coming out for Brad OK. We'll see what he tries to do with those. Now, the Reapers are very effective on this map, considering how you can just walk up and jump over this cliff and attack from behind. If there's any sort of defenses hanging out at this ramp down here, it takes a long time, as we see, for them to catch up to these Reapers. Brad OK is just two-shotting these SCVs. Does some damage. And then he comes over here and he attacks. See how easy that was? While the Marines are up here defending, the Reapers come down here and they kill off some of these SCVs. And the Reapers do they do extra damage. They do +5, so and they do 2 attacks, so they do +10 basically versus light units like these Marines. It's a lot of damage. Insomnia not really using this barracks. I'm not sure why this barracks is over here. But 3 barracks, high-tech build, just like last game. Bunch of Marauders, early Reapers. Pretty solid build. Alright, this barracks is being lifted off. Sometimes players use the barracks as a scout as opposed to using the scanner feature of the orbital command, just because, like I mentioned last game, an orbital command's mule is equal to about 5 SCVs, so choosing 5 SCVs versus scanner, I mean, it's kind of a significant loss. Plus, a scanner you can only see a small portion of the map, whereas for 150 minerals we can just fly this barracks anywhere we want. And so now Insomnia is just seeing 4 barracks, mostly tech, possibly all tech once this one's finished, so he can plan accordingly. Another barracks is coming down. And so we're noticing Insomnia trying to fight fire with fire, sort of. He's coming down with a reactor, but I would like to have seen if his opponent is massing up ground forces, maybe he can go for siege tanks. I mean, just last game we saw the siege tank do a lot of damage. 5 shots, it was killing Marines upon Marines. And 65 damage each shot means that it's instant gib for Marines, so we'll see if this is the right choice, I guess, at the end of the game. Looks like Brad OK is making for his first little push, coming down here to the Selnaga Tower. And so Insomnia can see this force is coming, and I like this. As soon as he sees that it comes, he moves the Marine away so that Brad OK doesn't even know that he was spotted. And then we'll see if it happens again. Yep. And he moves away real quick. In fact, I'm not even sure if Brad OK just saw that barracks floating around. So Insomnia tries to come up here, tries to build a little bit of concave to deal with any incoming attackers, because players do tend to come from this side for some reason. I guess the argument might be that there could be siege tanks over here that would just blast away his army, so it's a pretty smart move, but it allows Insomnia to set up pretty nicely for any sort of push. This barracks is just following these guys around. It's just like, I see you. And a command center is being built for Battle K. It looks like he might be trying to lift off and take this island expansion. And he's just patrolling around a little bit, trying to see what's going on in the map. Trying to figure out where he should place his army, I suppose. Both players keeping up on their economy. That's good. Another refinery's dropped down. And there's a starport here. Just chilling. Alright, so while his army is on the right side, what does he do? He builds a sensor tower on the left side of his base. So this will allow him to see if an army is coming to attack from the north, so he can reposition his guys accordingly. Because it's very